You see the burnout being made by Sherrill Greer from Warner Robins, Georgia. Having one of his best years ever, Sherrill Greer, a longtime drag racer, he's meeting up against a relative newcomer in the sport, driving Jim Green's Green Elephant. From Linwood, Washington, this is Frank Hall. Clouds of smoke covering the track. We're in semifinal, or round number 3 action. 4 cars remain, now just 3. The winner of this to meet Bobby Rowe in the finals. A good start by both cars. But in the middle of the course, you can see it's Frank Hall. An overflow crowd at Amarillo Dragway, thrilled with excitement at the Pro Stock and now Funny Car Finals. There is Frank Hall from Linwood, Washington, and here Bobby Rowe from Fresno, California, the 2 finalists in Funny Car Eliminator, heading for that World Championship title. Over $25,000-$30,000 invested in these fiberglass replicas of today's modern muscle cars. Late model, supercharged, fuel-burning engines, 1,800 horsepower, speeds over 230 miles an hour. The crews edging up to the starting line, watching ever so close every action by both drivers. Starter Buster Couch, intently gazing at the Christmas tree, making sure both drivers are ready. The tree goes green. They leave together, a tremendous race. Bobby Rowe, Frank Hall nearing the center line, but not crossing, and he is there first. A little bit of smoke out of the car, but everything okay. And there you see Frank Hall winning Funny Car Eliminator. He is your...
Welcome to CP 101, and as you can see, we are finally finished with the Green Elephant. Pretty spiffy. Great kit. It's a kit that has some issues, though, but that's no fault of Atlantis. These issues go all the way back to when Revell produced the kit. The glass and the parachute I put on last because, as I thought, the decals were oversized. So that made, once I got the decals on, I trimmed them up around the window channels and then put the glass in. And I just used a Mod Podge to put the glass in. The weather seal, the rubber strip around the glass, I just used a Sharpie. And I just freehanded it. As big as this kit is, it's pretty easy to freehand that rubber around the windshield. The back is a decal. They still have you insert the glass, but then they have you put your decal over the glass. So that's a decal. I was going to clear it with the TS13, but Tom said you might want to watch that TS13 because sometimes it'll attack a decal. So I'm not accustomed to this. I'm more of a testers kind of guy. So I thought, well, I'm not going to have to contact Atlantis again because I screwed the decals up due to this stuff. So I just decided to clear it with Future. It's all Future for the clear. So I wasn't gonna chance it. So that I just loaded up some Future my airbrush and just shot the body with Future. I mean, the paint was shiny enough. I just mainly wanted to clear it to protect the decals, so that's been all done with Future. The bumper and bumperettes are done with Vallejo chrome. The body was masked and I just hand painted the Vallejo chrome. That's the Model Air chrome. I hand painted it because I figured, I really don't need to fire up the airbrush. The Model Air paint's already thin for an airbrush, so it goes on beautiful with a paintbrush, a hairbrush. So I figured, why dirty my airbrush? It was easier just to hand paint the bumperettes and bumper. So after masking all that off, I just hand painted that on. And that Model Air is great paint. I really love that paint. It's good stuff. The chute, that's AK aluminum. And I went over it with some black ink to darken it up. A little too bright for me, and bring out some of the detailing in the chute. The cord, is what comes with the kit. We had a little Atlantis decal there on the license plate. Get kudos to Atlantis for their great customer service on the rear wheels. The decals. Let's talk about the decals real quick. The decals went on just fine. Absolutely no issues with the decals. But there is 2 things I wanted to talk about, and mainly the striping. I wish I would have done the striping a little differently. And I want to talk about the white that's on the decals. And here's the problem. The problem with the white areas of the decals is the fact that the white is a little transparent on the transparent side. So with this particular kit, you have a lot of overlapping of decals, especially here in the back by the spoiler. You have a lot of overlapping going on. And the problem is that being that the white is a little on the transparent side, when you overlap all these decals, you get a brighter area because, you know, you have basically two whites that are kind of sort of transparent, and that makes the area where it overlaps much brighter than the rest of the decal. So basically you can visibly see the overlap. So I wish they would have made the white a little more opaque, I guess. Not so transparent. And that way when you overlap your decals, you wouldn't be able to tell what area has been overlapped. Because you can clearly see back here where the decals are overlapped, but you know, I can't do anything about it. I guess if you really wanted to, you could mask off after you seal the decals. You can mask off the decals and then take an airbrush, put some white acrylic in it, kind of blend it all in there with your airbrush, like back the pressure way down, back your paint flow way down. Try to blend it, feather those areas in so you don't see that. Like what I'm talking about, I'll show you on the front, is, you know, can you see it? There, yeah, you can see it. You can kind of see how that is, you can kind of see the overlap. But I really don't have a choice. It's just the way it's going to be. And I really don't feel like masking all this off and blending it in. I guess if I was putting it in like a show or something, I would take the time to do that. Try to hide that. But it's just going to sit on my shelf. And just for my shelf, I'm not going to worry about it. But if you're finicky about how your stripes look, then you're going to have to touch that up. Now what I did on the front stripe is I cut the decal from the front to about here. I just put a slit in it, and then Solvaset took care of the rest to get it to go down over this bulbous area. I didn't feel the need to slice it all the way back because it's the front part of the bulbous area where it comes down to the flat part of the front. That's the area that was going to cause you or cause anybody problems. So yeah, great kits, and the big kudos to Atlantis for their customer service. And just you know, watch, test fit your pieces, watch the plumbing, watch how you run those lines, kind of watch the decals, and you end up with a great looking funny car when you're all done. Still looks super. Alright guys, I think I've gone long enough, and I think I've covered everything now with this kit. So yeah, stay tuned for what we're going to be building next. I have a commission build I have to do for a buddy, the same guy that wanted me to build his Freddy model kit. He gave me this kit a while back, and I promised him I would get to it this year, so I might go ahead and start it. I wasn't going to start it around Halloween, but we're in September. We're getting into September already. I mean, what, September is what, next week, I think? I don't have my calendar here, but Halloween is just around the corner, so can't believe it's that time of year already. So I might go ahead and start that kit, since there's 2 figures involved. The kit itself isn't that involved. It's not that hard of a kit, but painting 2, what scale are they? 1/8? I don't remember the scale of the kit. It's been so long. I think they're 1/8. So 2 1/8 figures will take a while to paint and, you know, do all that fun stuff, because we have to do a good job on that because it's somebody else's model kit. So, you know, I don't want to do a crappy job on it. Alright guys, I've rambled on long enough. Take care, and we will see you in our next video.